Hello, Joyce. Grateful for doing nothing days. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. That's me today too. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Levi. Hello, Jenny. Hello, everyone. Let me know if this is your first time with me. Let me know if this is your first time tuning in with me. If this is your first time with me, my name is Genna Rose Giannetti Kendall, and I am on a mission to heal every heart that beats and to awaken unconditional love in every soul on this planet and to awaken us back into a true spiritual essence. So I am so grateful to have you guys here today. If this is your first time with me, make sure to hit the follow button so that you get all of my notifications. Check out my dashboard. I am currently in the process of redoing my meditations because some of the quality of the meditations were from when I began my journey here on Insight Timer years ago, and the quality of the meditations, the meditations are great, but the sound quality wasn't the best. I was just getting started, and so I am in the midst of redoing some of them so that I can give you guys improved meditations. I have beautiful, wonderful courses on the dashboard for you guys to check out from, helping you to heal from any heartbreak that you're having, helping you to navigate your relationship challenges and come into harmonizing relationships from chakras to so much more. So give that a check out. And I'm just so, so, so grateful to be here with you guys today. I am now live every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for what I call Soul Sunday. So, welcome to Soul Sunday. And today we are talking about living in the 3D with a 5D consciousness. And if you have no idea what that means, put it in the chat. Do you know what it means when I say living in the 3D with a 5D consciousness? What is 3D? What is 5D? Put it in the chat. And this topic I actually didn't choose it. One of you beautiful souls on Insight Timer chose it last week on last week's Soul Sunday. And last week's Soul Sunday, we talked about trusting your inner compass and strengthening your intuition and your self-trust. And so if you missed that last Sunday, that's on my YouTube channel. All of my Insight Timers are on my YouTube channel. You can just look up Genna Rose Giannetti. I'm very, very easy to find on any platform. So if you missed that, so all of my lives, all of my workshops that I do are tailored towards you. So please communicate with me. Please tell me what you want. Tell me what you desire. Tell me what topics you want. Tell me what meditations you want. Tell me what kind of courses you want. Every single thing that I do is tailored towards your needs, your desires, your wants. So open your heart, be vulnerable, be honest, ask away, communicate with me during the live, chat with me, ask me questions, communicate with each other. I am here to raise the love. I am here to remind you that you are loved, that you are worthy, that you are wanted. I am here for you. So I am so, so, so grateful for you guys always. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. So if this is your first time with me, this is how today is going to work. I am going to drop us into just a really quick present moment connecting exercise, just a real quick meditation. We'll only be here for, less than 5 minutes, maybe just a minute or two. And then I'm going to be talking about today's topic, which is living in the 3D from the 5D consciousness. And then I will open us up to question and answer, followed by a meditation. And so I have to just give a little bit of a warning. If you guys haven't been with me for a while, I have a little baby boy. He is 8 months old. And those who have been with me the past few weeks, you may know that. And so he is currently awake. I had put him down for his nap, and usually he's napping at this time, and that's why I schedule this live at his nap time. So I can heal him. So if he needs his mama, if I hear him crying, I may have to cut this short because as much as I want to guide you guys and I want to lead you, I have to be a mama first. So I just want to put that out there. But for right now, he is good. He's with my husband. all is well, but I wanted to throw that out to you guys if I say, hey, I have to go. So, let's just drop in. I'm going to ask us to just close down our eyes for just a moment. Take a deep breath in. Take a big deep breath out with a sigh. And if you're driving, keep your eyes open, obviously, but still breathe with me. Breathing in and breathing out. Staying present in this moment. Just being present. Giving yourself permission now to let go of anything that happened before this moment. Give yourself permission to let go of anything that will happen after this moment. And just come into the singularity of this present moment without worrying about what I'm going to say next, what I'm going to do next, what's going to happen around you. But really just give yourself this time now, this gift of being present, the present of being present. And breathe into that. And breathe out. And now I invite you to call upon wherever you find your faith, whatever guides, angels, assistance you need for this live, this workshop, this day. Feel free to call upon any of your angelic realm or maybe any ancestors. Lately, I've been really feeling the remembrance of my cat. His name was Zen, and he transcended just almost a year ago in February. And so I invite you to really call upon wherever you need guidance today, whoever can guide you, whether it's your past self or your future self. And breathe this in and breathe this out. And then setting your intention for this moment, for this live. What is it that you need? What is it that you desire? Why did you come today? Why did you show up today? What is it that you're in search of? What question do you have? Just put that intention out into the universe. And then connecting with the great central sun and imagining that this higher self perspective, this higher consciousness, higher love, God, Goddess, universe, spirit, divine, sun, is shining down on you like a beautiful sun. And allow this light to represent love. Allow this light to represent peace. Allow this light to represent whatever it is that you need today. And feel this light shining down on you, shining from the crown of your head, down through every part of your body, every cell, every atom, every molecule, moving all the way through you, all the way to the soles of your feet. Breathing in and breathing out. And on the next inhale, in your third eye, your pineal gland, the spot right between your brows, I ask you to imagine that you are united in higher consciousness with every soul that is here with us right now. Everyone that is listening here on Insight Timer in this moment. Everyone that will listen to this later on YouTube. Every soul connected all together in one great central consciousness. And breathe into this light from the great central sun representing love, allowing spirit, allowing source to fill you up with love, filling you up with light. And then on the exhale, I want you to send this love out to every soul, every person that is listening to this live. Breathing in the love from spirit, from source, filling yourself up with love. And then giving that love back out on the exhale. Breathing lots of love in. Breathing lots of love out. Seeing us all united in a circle. Creating a circle of higher consciousness. Breathing in the love that others are sending you. And sending that love back out. Feeling the unity, the higher consciousness. As together we move into the fifth dimension, the 5D earth, the earth that represents love, that represents unity, that represents connection, that represents peace. It starts here. It starts in this moment by feeling the love of everyone surrounding you, sending their love, their peace, their unity, their support to you in the inhale, and then sending it out on the exhale, creating the spiral effect of love, of unity, of connection. Noticing how you feel. And breathe this in. And breathe this out. And then whenever you're ready, placing your hands on your heart or in front of your heart in prayer pose, whatever feels good to you. Breathe into your heart. Breathe out. Opening your heart. And when you're ready, starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Coming back into this space from a heart place center. Noticing what you can feel. Noticing what you can taste. Noticing what you can smell. Noticing what you can hear. And whenever you're ready, opening up your eyes and notice what you can see. Welcome back, beautiful souls. Welcome back. So I invite you guys to just share in the chat as we move into our discussion for today. What does it mean to you to live in the 3D with a 5D consciousness? What does that mean to you? Put that in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat as well. What does it mean? What does it mean to live in the 3D with a 5D consciousness? So if you're not familiar, let me know in the chat if you're not familiar with the term 3D and 5D. So this term of 3D, 4D, 5D, it's a different dimension. There's lots of different dimensions here on Earth. And so the 3D world is this realm of the physical where we experience life through all of our five senses, or touch, or feel, or taste, or touch, or sight. It's structured around this idea of duality, good versus bad, right versus wrong, light versus dark. In 3D consciousness, we often operate from the ego, seeing ourselves as separate from ourselves and separate from life, as something that happens to us. It's based on logic, survival, external validation. It feels like linear time. It feels like this past, this present, this future. It's feel-based thinking, it's scarcity, it's competition. The 3D is this need to have money to survive, this need to, have money to pay the bills, this need to, hold down your marriage, out of fear that they will cheat and that they will betray you. It's this feel-based scarcity that we often get into. 3D is this attachment to, material things and social structures. It's really the essence of separation from other and the universe. And so right now we are transcending. We are moving out of the 3D. I would like to say that we're almost into 4D, which I am going to touch upon. And so let me know before I move forward, does that make sense? Does the definition of 3D dimension make sense? So there's lots of different dimensions. There's different times and spaces. And so we're moving out of that into the 4D. And the fourth dimension is this bridge between worlds. The 4D is where this awakening happens. So if you are here on Insight Timer, I am going to imagine that you've already moved into this 4D consciousness, this bridge between worlds. It's this bridge between the 3D, the third dimension that we just talked about, and the fifth dimension that we will talk about. It's where the awakening begins. It's this bridge between the material world and the spiritual world. Here we start questioning the old systems. This is where we start healing our past wounds and our traumas. It's us realizing that our thoughts and our emotions shape our reality. This is the realm of manifestation and shadow work and time feeling fluid. Being in the 4D, it feels like heightened intuition, synchronicity, deja vu. Yesterday, we went to my brother and sister-in-law's, and they met our baby. And I had just thought, oh, I need to feed my son. I need to feed Zephyr. And right as I thought that, my sister-in-law said, oh, I put a chair in my bedroom for you so that you can feed Zeffy. That's 4D. That's that synchronicity. How often does that happen to you? How often do you think a thought and then it just manifests, or someone says it, or you see it on Facebook, or you see it on social media? It's that synchronicity. It's that manifestation. That's proof that you're moving into the 4D. 4D feels like emotional healing, inner reflection, releasing old patterns. It's this awareness of energy and vibration. It's, again, this power of thoughts, the knowing that you are the creator of your reality. It's where we start to step out of this victim mentality. It's where we start to step out of this belief system that things are happening to us, and we start to believe that things are happening for us. It's helping us to then ascend into what I call the fifth dimension, the higher consciousness, the unity. So I'm going to pause for a minute, drop in the comments. Is this landing? If this is landing, put landing in the chat. If this is resonating, put resonating. I also invite you guys that if anything, it's a light bulb moment for you. If you're like, that's an aha moment, please put in the comment your aha moment. Just put one word, put one sentence, repeat back to me my words that are landing for you. Any aha moments, any realizations, communicate with me, talk to me. It fuels me, it lights me up, it helps all of us. Aha, beautiful. I love it. So, beautiful, beautiful, Jackie, beautiful, Chris. So, fifth dimension is higher consciousness, is unity. In the 5D, we embody unconditional love. And if you know me, you know that's what I'm here for, people. That's why I'm here. I am a unconditional love coach. I'm going to go off script for a minute. And I help people to awaken to unconditional love. And it's funny because before I had my son, I was this unconditional love coach, and I prided myself as an unconditional love coach. And people used to always say to me, Genna Rose, you won't know unconditional love until you have a child. You don't know unconditional love. And then I had my son. And I can honestly and I can openly say, I unconditionally love my son. And I stand by what I've been preaching, what I've been saying my whole entire life, that I've always known unconditional love. That yes, I unconditionally love my son. And yes, the way in which I love my son feels a little bit different. It feels a little bit more protective. It feels a little bit more primal. It brings out the 3D in me, right? It brings out that part of me that would like fight for him, right? But I can honestly and I can openly say that I love everyone unconditionally, that I have that gift. I have that knowing that I never fell from grace. And that's what I'm here to teach. That's what I'm here to embody. That's what I hope you guys all feel from me. It's this unconditional love. And that is the 5D. And I haven't figured it all out. I'm very much human. And lots of areas of my life, I'm still in the third D. But unconditional love is that point that I feel like I really have figured it out. And I want to teach you. I want to help you. And so anyway, so back to 5D. So 5D, it's unconditional love, it's unity. It's deep trust in life's flow. It's where we transcend fear and ego and duality. It's where we recognize that we are all interconnected, that we're not separate, that we're not divided. It's where the countries come together and we recognize that we're all human. It's where we recognize that we all bleed red. Life becomes more about frequency and feeling rather than the logic and the struggle. The focus shifts from the me to the we, from the control to the flow, from the feel to the love. 5D feels like deep peace, joy, unconditional love. It's seeing the divine in everyone and everything. It's this instant manifestation and this effortless synchronicity. It feels like operating from soul alignment rather than ego. Living in the 5D feels like you working and you doing passion and you making money because it feels good to you, because it lights you up, because you love teaching people about unconditional love. Not because you work because you feel like you have to pay the bills or because you feel like you have to survive. It's doing what your heart says, what your soul says, operating from soul alignment. As well, time starts to feel nonlinear and the past and the future emerge into this now. And so I just wanted to give, I wasn't planning on giving that definition of the 3D, 4D, 5D, but I felt like it was essential to talk about that before I go into living in the 3D with 5D consciousness. And so, again, I hope that resonates. And we live in this world where we really are living in this 4D, where we are really merging this bridge between the 3D and the 5D. For example, today I saw that they banned TikTok. Did anyone see that they banned TikTok? And I said to my husband, I said, do you know why they banned TikTok? And he said, I don't know, probably something with China. And so I looked into it and I researched it, and I don't know much about it, right? I only skimmed the surface of the article, but it was something about China. It was something about them banning TikTok because of something with China and them fearful that China's going to get access to us and our privacy. And all I could think about was exactly what I'm talking about today is that is 3D consciousness. That's 3D consciousness. It's this idea that it's us against them. It's this idea that we have to protect ourselves from another human, another consciousness. It's this idea of competition. It's this idea of need for survival. It's this need to protect ourselves. So in that way, we're still in this third density, right? I can see it. I can observe it. I can see and I can observe how they're banning TikTok apparently, because they have feel, there's this survival feel that we have to protect ourselves from another country. But 4D is again this knowing of bridging the gap to know, to feel in your heart and your soul there's nothing to protect. That we're all human, that we're all love, that we're all one consciousness, that we all come from the same source. Alignment. That's what living in the third D is. Living in this article that I read with this consciousness that we are bigger than competition. We are bigger than separation. We are bigger than duality. We are bigger than this good and bad. We are bigger than this black and white thinking. It's one love. One love. And so living in the 3D while embodying a 5D consciousness isn't about escaping reality. So many people, I think that's where so many people go. There's no wrong, there's no right, but I think that's where people get stuck. I'll say that. I think people get stuck because people believe that once we're in the 5D, that we're all going to be sitting and just kumbayaing all day long and that nothing's going to affect us and nothing's going to hurt us. But living in the 3D, well, embodying the 5D, it's not about escaping the reality. It's not about closing your eyes to that they just shut down TikTok, right? Or it's not about closing your eyes about what's going on in the world. It's about infusing the world around you with the energy of love, the energy of peace, the energy of expansiveness. It's not just a mindset shift, but it's a felt experience. It's something you feel in the core of your soul, in the core of your being, a way of being that transforms how you interact with life. You know, if you're in the US, apparently Trump takes office tomorrow, and there's a lot of separation around this. There's a lot of people who hate Trump. There's a lot of people who love Trump. The US is very divided right now. And whether you love Trump or whether you hate Trump or whether you have whatever your polarity is, it's about observing the person. It's about observing the being and sending love. You don't have to agree with Trump. You don't have to like his personality, but you can still unconditionally love him. You can see Trump as a soul that's walking this earth. If you can't love him as a being, if you can't love his actions, if you can't love his words, you can maybe love his red tie. You can love the funny memes that have gone around social media around him, and those are funny. It's about finding unconditional love. It's about feeling the energy of love, feeling that there's a shift that is happening and that everything is a reflection of us. And so I wrote down 10 things, or I'm sorry, 8 things to help us to embody all of this. Exactly, yeah. US politics are very 3D. So again, let me know in the chat what resonates. Feel free to type up anything I say to, help me and help others to see what's landing, what's not landing. If you disagree, feel free to disagree with me. Throw away what doesn't resonate, keep what does resonate. Take nothing that I say as absolute truth. Follow your own truth. If someone says this is the absolute truth, my advice to you is don't listen to them because there was many religions, there was many belief systems, there was many languages, there was many countries, because we're all unique. We're all different. And we're not supposed to all just be similar. We're all a unique puzzle piece with different beliefs that all lead to the same center of love. So again, take what resonates, throw away what doesn't. And so, number one, let me get a little drink of water. Life is a movie, people. Okay. I don't know, some of this that I'm going to say is a little bit taboo. It's a little out there, depending on where you're at. But this is my belief system. This is how I live my life. Is that life is a movie. That's all this is. It's a simulation. It's a dream. It's one big dream that we're having. And that you are the creator of this movie. You are the actors. We are the writers, the producers of it. All of those people who trigger us are just actors that we have hired in our movie. All of the people that we love and we adore are just actors that we hired on a soul perspective for this movie. We are in the simulation. We're all of it. We are everyone. I am you and you are me, having a different soul experience, having a different life experience in a different body, in a different culture, with different religions, with different lived experience. It's like a beautiful puzzle piece. I'll actually give you an example is I'll take this paper. Okay, I'm going to say this is God. Say this is universe. Actually, I'm going to rip this in half so it's a little bit tinier. Okay, so say this is the whole. This is the God essence. This is the oneness that everyone talks about. They talk about the Big Bang, or they talk about the Great Split, the duality. And what happened is, if this was one, let's say this was one great sun, we split. We split into male and female, dark and light. This is duality, good and bad. And then it split again, and it split again. And then each and every single one of these pieces, I could keep ripping this, is a piece of you. So let's say this is me. This is the piece of paper that I am. And Chris, this is the piece of paper that you are. And Jackie, this is the piece of paper that you are. You are individual. You are unique. You are your own unique shape. You are your unique size. But together, all of this is paper. No matter how many times I rip this, it's still paper. In the same way, we are all that love energy. We are that greater consciousness. We are that soul. We are that spirit. And so we are literally acting as if we are separate. We are different. We are unique. But together we are this oneness. We are this puzzle piece. And if we try to make all of these pieces the same size, then we're never going to fit back together. We have to honor the differences. We have to honor Trump as Trump is. We have to honor Mother Teresa as Mother Teresa is. And represent that both of them, both Trump and Mother Teresa, are both aspects of us. They're both different reflections of us, living a different experience, making different choices. It's a movie that we are living in. Let me know if that resonates. And so it's not about this. What was I saying? It's recognizing that we are the creators of everything, including the things that we don't prefer. It's about us reclaiming our power. Instead of believing that life is happening to you, beginning to see that life is happening for you. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every joy, every scene in this movie is serving your higher good, even in the most painful moments. To live in this 3D earth of this 5D consciousness, it's about observation. It's about observing the world like you are literally watching a movie. And of course, when you're watching an actual movie, that movie inflicts feelings, right? You get scared. If you're watching a scary movie, it scares you. If you're watching a great romance, it lights up your heart. If someone passes away in a movie, you cry. In watching the film, it inflicts emotions in you. You're going to feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. And so, in the same way, life is going to inflict feelings from you, but it's about observing it and seeing it from outside of you. So, recognizing that all of this is for you. So, my tip for you on this is to start observing life without reaction, as if you're watching it from outside of you. Just like I just stated that movies invoke emotion, life will inflict feelings and actions upon you. It can't not. That's the truth. But the magic happens when you step into that observer mode, watching your life unfold in this deeper awareness. And so that was actually one. So two is feel the feeling and the frequency of love and expansiveness. In 5D, everything is infused with love. Everything is infused with light. You feel an inner spaciousness. It feels like a sense of peace no matter what's happening externally. It means the world is on fire and you still feel this deep state of peace. And so some ways that you can access this is I started this live, and I always start every single one of my live by asking you guys, what are you grateful for? And I'm going to ask you guys again right now, put it in the chat. What is one thing that you're grateful for? one way that you can start to feel this feeling of love and expansive is to tune into gratitude, feeling it deep in your heart. Gratitude will literally transform every single part of your life experience. I promise you. If it feels like everything in your life is going to shit, excuse my language, there's always one thing to be grateful for. And I promise if you literally just focus on that one piece of gratitude, it will transform every single other area in your life. So, what are you grateful for? Put in the chat. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to motivate you guys. I'm grateful to inspire you. I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to love you. And I hope that you feel my love. I hope that this lands. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Visualize yourself radiating love. It's like what I shared in the beginning of the beginning opening, to feel that love from source pouring into your body and then to expand that love out. Imagine yourself radiating love, allowing it to expand beyond your body to every single being. To practice heart opening exercises, to do breath work. Go hug a tree if you need to. Go be with nature. Go connect with animals. There's so many ways to embody this frequency and love of expansion. 3, I'm going to move a little bit fast now because we're almost 40 minutes in. And I scheduled an hour and I still wanted to get a meditation in. So I'm going to go a little bit faster. But 3 is honoring both light and dark. We talked about this already, but seeing everything as you, every person, every experience, every challenge is the ultimate 5D consciousness. Life isn't just about the light. The darkness is a part of it and is beautiful. And so many people, me included, when I began my spiritual journey, I tried to shield myself from seeing any kind of darkness, seeing any kind of hatred. But it's recognizing that the darkness can also be beautiful. And you look at the night sky, and oftentimes the night sky is actually more beautiful. It's actually more magical. It's more quiet. It's more still than the light of the daylight. And so we have to be able to honor that the darkness also serves a purpose. It also, when we know what we don't want, when we see the darkness, it shows us more of what the light is. It's about honoring all of it. When we resist the darkness, when we resist the part of ourselves, instead of honoring both, we see every single difficult moment, every shadow, and every aspect of yourself. I'm sorry, what I was saying is, let me slow down. Deep breath in, deep breath out. When we shield ourselves from the darkness, when we prevent ourselves from seeing the darkness, it often causes a shadow within us. And in that, it ends up creating the things that we do not prefer in our reality. And so I want to give a real quick example of this, that, and I'm not, for time's sake, I'm not going to go into the whole story, but what I will say is that my son's birth did not go the way that I planned it to go. My son's birth did not go the way that I dreamed his birth to go. I might actually cry. I had great dreams for his birth. I was excited to birth this little boy. I was excited to, bridge this world between the 3D and the 5D. And his birth did not go as planned. His birth went very dark. And the reason that it went dark was because I was so insistent on how it had to be. This is my shadow. I was so insistent on a little bit more info as I was planning a home birth. And I ended up having to go to the hospital. And in the end, I ended up having to have a cesarean with him. And it's still something that haunts me because of this identity, this spiritual identity that I put myself on. And the reason in which it manifested from my belief system is because I resisted the darkness. I had all over my birth plan with my son, I will not go to the hospital. Do not send me to the hospital. I'm not going to the hospital. I refused to look at the hospital. I refuse to talk about the hospital. I refuse to even acknowledge the idea of going to the hospital. And in my resistance, it created what happened. And, my son's healthy and he's happy and he's so jolly and he's so joyful. But what we resist persists. And so often we resist the darkness. And in resisting the darkness, it persists. And so my tip for you is the next time that something triggers you, the next time there's something that you don't prefer, like going to the hospital to have your baby, pause and ask yourself, what part of me needs to be witness to this? Every experience is a mirror reflection back to you of what needs healing and what needs love. And if I would have done that in my son's birth, if I would have just slowed down and witnessed that the hospital, the medical system, has its place in this world, that every single day the hospital performs what we might call miracles. The hospital is not all dark. The hospital is not all bad. The hospital does save lives. So in my belief system that the hospital was dark, I created darkness. Well, I could have stood from the place, and if I ever do have another child, I will stand in the place of observation for the darkness. Is that helping? Does anyone have a similar story to that? Can anyone share in the chat? Tell me about a time when you tried to push away the darkness, and in pushing away the darkness, you actually got what you didn't prefer. Tell me about that. Be open, be all honest, be vulnerable. We're all one consciousness. We're all one love. 4, move through life with flow and synchronicity. In the 5th dimension, everything unfolds in divine timing. There's no need to force. Things align naturally. And you might feel this deep sense of trust that everything is happening for you instead of to you. It's a sense of ease and alignment, even in uncertainty. It's about synchronicity and angel numbers and meeting the right people at the right time and perfect timing. And so the trick to being in this flow state is, again, just like I talked about, of letting go of resistance. If something feels heavy or something feels stuck, just pause and breathe and ask yourself, how can I move into flow? Follow what feels light and expansive instead of focusing on the darkness. 5, elevate your reactions and respond from the 5th dimension. So in 3D, emotions can be heavy. We can feel anger, we can feel fear, we can feel scarcity, we can feel frustration. We feel all of this. And in the 5th dimension, you shift from this idea of reacting to responding with higher awareness. This often feels like seeing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. So, for example, looking back at my son's birth, it still hurts sometimes. I'm not going to pretend. I'm going to be human. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be honest. When I look back at his birth, it hurts me still sometimes. Yet, I can honestly and I can openly and I can vulnerably say that because I went through the birth experience that I went through with my son, it made me a better person. I pride myself as someone who loves unconditionally. Yet I can openly and honestly say that I wasn't practicing what I preached when I was bashing the hospital, when I was not loving the medical system. I wasn't in the stance of unconditional love. And so his birth gave me an opportunity to go even deeper into my life's work of what I stand for, which is unconditional love. It helped me to have more compassion. It helped me to be more humble. It helped me to be more kind. It helped me to be more gentle. It helped me definitely to be less judgmental. And so looking back, I elevated my response by seeing this challenge that I went through in his birth as an opportunity to grow. It doesn't matter what happens to you. It matters what you do with what happens. So again, it doesn't matter what happens. It matters what you do with what happens. Take the trauma, take the hardship, take the pain, and turn it into something beautiful. Take the mess and turn it into your message. Take the pain and turn it into your passion. That's how you elevate. You also hold space for others without absorbing the energy. Respond with compassion and understanding instead of judgment. And so the trick to elevating your reactions and responding is when triggered, pause and ask, what would my higher self do? And shift your energy before reacting, breathing, grounding, and choose love. 6, walk between worlds with grace. Being in the third dimension doesn't mean that you have to lower your frequency. It means you learn to be this bridge between the realms. This feels like being deeply rooted in your human experience while holding a limitless perspective. It feels like peace amongst the chaos because you know that you're creating a reality. You know that even things that you don't prefer, that it's all here for you. Your thoughts create your words, and your words create your actions, and your actions create your habits, and your habits create your life. So you are creating your reality. And unfortunately, sometimes we create things we don't prefer, like the birth of my son. But knowing that it's all happening for you instead of to you, that sometimes we don't get what we want, people. We don't get what we want. We get what we need. We get what we draw our attention to. We get what we allow. We get what we accept, not what we want. Connect with people on all levels of consciousness while remaining anchored in love, no matter what is happening around you. Seeing and believing and knowing that everyone is worthy of love. Everyone. See yourself as a lighthouse. Shine your light without dimming it to fit in. Let your energy uplift others. And I know, especially when it comes to family, it's so easy for us to lower our vibration, to lower our frequency, to try to help other people. But as we've all heard the ridiculous, overused expression, you have to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can put on someone else's. And you cannot, if you are if you are uphill, you cannot lower yourself. You cannot walk down the stairs to try to help someone up the stairs. You have to reach your hand down and grab their hand and pull them up. You cannot walk down and then walk back up. You have to stay where you're at. You have to stay high vibrational. You have to stay high frequency, but still reach. Still try to help your brother. Still try to help your sister. Try to help yourself in another body by staying where you're at, by staying anchored in love, in peace, in stability, and pulling them up instead of allowing them to pull you down. And so many of us, we allow others to pull us down because we think that's the most loving thing to do. We think it's loving to lower ourselves. But the truth is, you can't get poor enough to make the world less poor. You can't get sick enough to help the world become less sick. The only way to help those in poverty is to be rich, to have the money to help those in poverty. The only way to help those that are sick and are in bad health is to be in health yourself. So you have to keep yourself where you're at while extending a hand to help others. That's living in 5D. 7, second to last one. Embody the fifth dimension in everyday choices. living in the fifth dimension isn't about spiritual practices. It's about how you be in the world. Before I had my son, I had the most amazing, beautiful, I'm reminiscing right now. I had the most amazing morning practice. I would have a slow wake up in the morning and I would just gently wake up out of bed and I would stretch and then I'd come upstairs here to my meditation room in my office and I would meditate and I would journal and I would do my yoga. And this was my morning practice. Well, now I wake up with a crying baby every morning. And I'm not exactly living the spiritual practices that I used to. Now I have to bring the 5D, I have to bring my spiritual practices to every single day moments. So now, well, I don't have a whole hour to meditate in the morning before I start my day. Meditation looks like meditating when I'm nursing my baby. It looks like drinking a cup of coffee, slowly tasting it, feeling it on my lips, smelling the scent of it. Meditation feels like my baby crying and me staying grounded, me staying present, me staying stable while I'm at emotionally while attending to him. It's living meditation, it's living spirituality. Um, so choose love over fear in all decisions. Prioritize joy, prioritize pleasure, prioritize play. Because in the 5D, life is meant to be enjoyed. So often I hear clients come to me and they feel guilty, and be honest, be open, share in the comments, talk to me. But I hear so many people tell me that they feel guilty for being happy. They feel guilty for feeling joy. I had a client about a month ago come to me and her mom had passed away and she was, around all, her brother and her, her father and all of this, and everyone was feeling so sad. And she said to me, like in guilt, like she said to me, like it was a secret. And she said, Genna Rose, I'm happy. I'm happy. But everyone around me is sad. And I feel like I need to be sad right now. And so I'm making myself sad. But honestly, I feel peaceful. Like I feel bad about that. And I told her what I'm going to tell you guys now is it's, again, you cannot lower yourself for other people. Her being sad is not going to help other people not be sad. She has her own relationship with death. And who is she or who is anyone else to tell her that she shouldn't feel peace over her mom's death, that she shouldn't feel love? Because physical death is only physical. Death is just an illusion. All of the people who have passed on are still within us. I started this and I started talking about my cat Zen, and he passed away last February, and I've been feeling him with me. I can't physically see him, but I have the memories of him. I have the feeling of him. I have the emotions of him. He's not dead. He's still living on in my heart and my memory and my soul in another dimension. And so you get to choose how you feel, and no one gets to choose that for you. Align with what feels good in your body, not just what makes logical sense. This client that I was just telling you about, her logic told her I should be sad because my mom died. But her heart felt at peace. Her forcing herself to be sad does not help her or anyone else. It's what feels good to you. And last, the ultimate key is surrender to the feeling of higher love. Higher love, and that's my whole business. It's higher love. The most profound way to live in the third dimension with a fifth dimension consciousness is to surrender into the feeling of higher love. See everything as you. Every interaction, every challenge, every moment is an extension of your consciousness. It's about honoring the light and honoring the darkness. The night sky is breathtaking. It is as breathtaking as the sunrise. Sometimes it's even more so. So we have to honor that. Be the creator of your movie. Even when life presents you with what you don't prefer, recognize that it's all a part of this grand story unfolding for your highest good. It's all a movie. We love movies because we love the up and the downs. We love the emotional pull of the movies. If you watch a movie of a woman trying to find love, it wouldn't be a very good movie if 60 seconds in the movie, she found the love of her life. And then 60 minutes into the movie, she's still with the love of their life, and there was never any argument or any fight. You go because you want the up and down. You want to see the ins and the outs. You enjoy the darkness, whether you recognize it or not. It's all a movie, and it's all happening for your entertainment. Feel love as your natural state. And let it guide you. Let love guide you. Let your heart guide you. Open your heart. Make it expansive. Let it become who you are. When you live in love, you will walk every single day through this third dimensional earth as a fifth dimensional being. And so that's what I have for you guys. 2 minutes short of an hour. And I was trying to leave time for meditation and questions, but we might have to cut it a little bit short. But I just want to ask you guys to put in the comments which of these tips resonated with you most. Put in the comments what helps you, what empowered you, what are you taking away with you today. Put it in the comments. And I also want to take just maybe 5 minutes to see if there's any questions. What questions do you have from this? How can I serve you? How can I answer you? Also, please tell me what topics you would like for next week, for the next upcoming Soul Sundays. I'm here every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everything is tailored to you. Everything that I do is for you guys, for what you need, what you want, what you desire. So I opened the chat box. What resonated? What helped you? What are your takeaways? What questions do you guys have? And thank you for allowing me to serve you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you. Thank you for allowing me to help you to expand into the fifth dimension. We are in this together. We are here in love. We are here in light. We are here in kindness. If this was your first time with me, thank you for joining. If you've been with me since the beginning in 2000, I believe 19, thank you for being here. If you're not yet following me, please make sure to do so you can get all of my up-to-date events and meditations and courses. I have tons on my platform for you guys to check out. As I stated, I'm in the process of updating my meditations to make them a little bit more quality. I have beautiful courses for you guys to check out. If you're going through a heartbreak, if you're going through a breakup, I recommend the Heal Heartbreak Find Love course. If you are having some relationship challenges, I recommend the Harmonizing Relationship. If you are trying to figure out, how to communicate better, then I recommend the Conscious Communication course. And I'm also redoing the chakra course as well. And then I am going to be this week, I have a new course coming out on how to love unconditionally. It's a 7-day challenge. And so look out for that. That will be coming out this week. How to love unconditionally is going to be a extension of everything that we're talking about right now. Of pretty much another way to say is how to live in the fifth dimension. So keep an eye out for that. And if today was valuable for you, if today was worth your time, if this was something that you really enjoyed, then I invite you guys to leave a donation. It is never expected, but it's always appreciated. And if you would like any more further support in your life, if you would like a little bit more personal love, I have only 2 spots available for mentorship for the rest of the year. As I stated, I have a little boy. I have an 8-month baby. And so I've really pulled back in my business. So my availability is limited. So I only have 2 spots available for a year-long mentorship program for the rest of the year. And then I will every now and then open up individual sessions. But for right now, that's all I have available. So if you are interested, feel free to message me. You can check out my website, Genna Rose Giannetti. You can check me out on Facebook or Instagram. I have a group on Facebook. It is called Higher Love Community, Genna Rose Giannetti Kendall. Again, I have pulled back a lot because I have my beautiful son and he is my priority right now, but I'm still very present on that. So you guys can join that. That's open to men and women. And you guys can find me on any platform, Instagram, no longer TikTok. Instagram, Genna Rose Giannetti, Facebook, Genna Rose Giannetti, and Kendall is my married name. So I thank you guys all for joining, and I will leave us with a very quick exit meditation as we are over an hour now. But I really love you guys. I really am grateful for you guys. I am really appreciative of you guys today. And I just ask if you can just put one word in the chat of what today felt like for you. What did this live feel like for you? What resonated? It will help me. It will help others. It will help yourself. Just one word: loving, peaceful, present, frustrating, angry. I open all of it. Just one word. And I'm going to invite us now. I'm going to have us exit. But before we do, I'm going to invite us to just close down our eyes. Take a deep breath in through our nose. Take a deep breath out through our mouth. Place your hands on your heart. Breathe into your heart. Breathe out through your heart. Breathing into love. Breathing out love. Breathing into peace. Breathing out peace. Breathing into security. Breathing out security. Breathing into harmony. Breathing out harmony. And feeling the higher consciousness that is you, surrounding you, grounding you, connecting with you. Breathing into the energy of love. Breathing into the spirit that you are, the higher consciousness that you are, the unity that you are. And seeing every person outside of you as you in another body, having a different human experience, walking a different path, with a different soul mission. See each person outside of you as just a different puzzle piece that is connected to the greater higher consciousness that is you. The God, Goddess, Spirit, universe energy. That you are the universe. The universe is you. You are everyone, and everyone is you. Breathe that in. Breathe that out. I activate in you now love and light. Kona tiana dona tiana. Kana tiana nana. Kona pona tiana na tiata. Breathing into love. Breathing into unity. Breathing into connection. And breathing that out. Taking 2 more deep breaths and letting everything go, surrendering. And when you're ready, coming back into the space, opening up your eyes, having gratitude for this moment, for this day. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for your love, your support. I appreciate you guys. And I will be here next Sunday for another Soul Sunday. If you need anything, feel free to message me, reach out. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Namaste.